Hello everybody and welcome back to the server. This is episode 10, and as you can see, we've upgraded to 1.20 and specifically actually 1.20.1. Now, I've been a little busy with life, so I haven't done a lot of recording probably in the last month, but we're going to try and catch you up to what I have been working on because I haven't just been sitting completely idle. As you can see here, I got myself some camels. I had to go out probably about 10,000 blocks in both directions to find these guys and then bring them back. That was quite the trek, but it was fun. I was trying to find several different things out there, some sherds, sniffer eggs, just checking out some of the new content. Of course, find some cherry trees, find the cherry biome so that I could get some saplings and collect some leaves and whatnot, which I have done. I've cleaned up my tree growing operation. I was starting to get some mobs spawning, so I figured it's probably time to clean that up and focus more on the rest of the build. But you can see I've got just a few leaves, some logs, and a bunch of saplings. I'm not sure what I'll use them for, but we'll see. I've also went ahead and boxed in the engine room. I left the sides open at the moment. I'm not sure if I will build anything in that little cubby space or not, but there is some options for maybe doing some farms back there. But I really wanted to close it in and get the full look of the engine room. So I've got a couple of entries off to the side, both top and bottom. Let's go ahead and actually go on the top one, and I can show you what I built up here. This big old walkway to overlook the two engines. I went ahead and used some end rods to get some industrial lighting and put lanterns along the top so that I could remove all the torches out of this area. So no more torches in here. Everything is lit up. Some spots just barely. But you can see everything is closed in. The ceiling is still going to change. That's not the final wood that I was planning on putting up there. I'm considering possibly putting bamboo. But I don't have a bamboo farm yet, so I haven't done that. Down here, nothing too special. Just more walkway, some support pillars, and more lighting. And then over here is the section that I kind of like the most. I went ahead and cut some spaces as I built this pillar up here so that I could put lights there and illuminate it so that it wasn't just boring plain old wood and it wasn't dark. I'm not a huge fan when builds are really dark towards the ceiling and you can't see any of the details. So I went ahead and put the green frog lights behind there and put slabs in front of them to kind of just get some different patterns going on. And this big container of water that I guess it's a cistern, I guess I would call it. I haven't hooked it up into anything yet. I'm still pondering what I'm going to do with that, but for now it's just sitting there. It looks cool. And as I said, I removed all the torches. So then some of the other stuff that I did is over here around the portal on the overworld side. All of this looks the same, but below I went ahead and changed up a few things. I changed the floor out, put some of the crimson stem, what is that one called? The crimson stems, both stripped and plain. I thought that had a really cool look to it, so just put that in there. And then in this room, I made a brewing area. It's something that I needed when I was out exploring was potions, and it just made me realize I probably should just create a brewing station, and so that's what I did. I've got some water that'll drip down here and fill up these cauldrons, though if I want to fill bottles, I can aim right there at that block, or the same on the opposite side. Those are water source blocks, or water, they're water logged, but they're water source, so I can fill up bottles from them. And just for looks, we're filling up the cauldrons as if we would be using those to fill up the bottles for doing our brewing. I might do some more decorating, or swap out the materials that I'm using for these tables. Also thinking about doing the red nether bricks along the top here as well, above these barrels, just to give it a little bit more of a different look. But at the moment, I'm not wanting to focus on here so much. I realize that what I really want to do is just continue building the base up and get the outside kind of going, so that I have reason to be using the materials that I keep talking about getting farms for, which, as you can see, there's no sheep farm yet. But I'm not even to that area where I'm going to need the wool. So up here, I went ahead and started building the next section of the ship. And this is basically where the main cabin is going to be. So kind of similar to the ship down here, they've got the section that's raised up. I'm going to be doing that up here on a much larger scale and adding windows, lighting, different stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. That's what I plan to work on, is build this up, and if I get to it today, I will go ahead and start getting that sheep farm built as well. But I really don't know what I'm doing today. So let's start with building, and we'll see where it goes. All right, so we got a little bit distracted here. I was thinking about the need of bamboo and what kind of farm I would like to do. So I was playing around with some ideas, trying to understand some redstone, and I came up with this miniature design that would basically harvest bamboo every time it got 3 blocks tall, leaving 1 block to go and growing on a mud block, so that whatever falls in this cell would actually go into this hopper and then go into a storage location, which in this case I just dropped a shulker. I figured I should just leave the proof of concept going. I can get some bamboo while I'm sitting around working on other things in the base. So basically the way this works is when the bamboo grows to 3 high, this observer sees it, sends a signal up into this wool block, which will power this note block, and the slab on top will prevent it from making any noise. This observer will see that that note block was powered, send a signal down here into this frog light. That's to provide illumination in the potential future build of this, which will power this piston, which will cut that bamboo right there, leaving 1 to continue growing. I've encased it within glass for the moment. I'd probably set these modules up side by side, either down an entire row or in little decorative modules throughout the base. I'm not entirely sure what I will do with this, but this distracted me for a little while here, so I figured I'd show it off. Other than that, the other thing that I need to decide, and maybe you guys can help, I'm trying to decide what kind of bamboo block I want to make up the roof. I can either go with the regular bamboo blocks. These are just straight up bamboos, like got a nice green color to it, or I can use the stripped ones, which are a little more tan, a little bit better than the oak here, I think, for the color that I'm looking for. Honestly, I could go with either one. I think they both look good. And just to give you perspective, let's go down below and you can see what it looks like when you're looking up. So right there we've got the stripped version, and right there we have the regular bamboo blocks. So I already know what pattern I want to do on the roof. I just don't know which color I want to go with, or even if I want to mix them, though I'm hesitant to do the mix. I think it'll look better doing a solid one or the other. So I guess just let me know what you guys think, which one I should do. And yeah, I'll need a lot of bamboo to do this whole floor, but that's, you know, that's a problem for a little bit later when I can figure out where to put the farm. I think that's the biggest thing that's holding me back right now, is trying to figure out where I actually want to build these farms. So the other thing that I want to do is change the color that's going into the ship. So this isn't going to just be a big window. I think I'm just going to have this as a recessed portion. And I'll figure out how to get some light to shine up and down through these. But the general idea of what's going to be here is I was thinking of putting in some spruce, just to get a little bit different of a color. And I'm debating whether I would just do planks or go for logs. And since I can get so many logs quickly, let's go ahead and just put a little bit in here. I wouldn't go solid logs though either. What I would end up doing is probably put in a frame, put in some logs that go up and down, and then fill maybe up, down, and side to side, and then fill those in with the planks. And then within those, what I would do is then potentially have rooms where windows would pop out at those locations. I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of a work in progress in my mind. I just know that I don't want to continue going with the warped wood here. It's gonna be way too much green, I think, for me in the end, and we've already done so much on the ship. So you can kind of see here, you get some depth and a little bit different color just by putting in those planks. My hesitation of using solid plank though on this is simply because we've got so much of that texture going on. I think I want to break it up a little bit more. So I think I'll play around with that and see what I like, and I'll show you what I got here once I got something in place to show you. All right, so I've gone ahead and put a few blocks in place. You can see that I've gone ahead and done some logs and tried to make them look like they were woven together a little bit. So this goes over the first set and then behind the second. So it's, I guess it's a little hard to see when I'm moving. Hopefully it will stand out on its own, just as a minor detail. The planks I found in between, that's looking pretty good to me. This is also giving me a really good idea of what to do with this section of the ship once it's all in place. I might turn each one of these squares into a module whereby either maybe a villager or an animal will live behind it, so I can build rooms in these squares and knock out windows and whatnot into each section. But it kind of gives me a good grid to work with, so I could get a lot of interest in there, or even just put some automated farms. Like I could end up putting the bamboo back here so that it would be facing outward, so anybody who is flying by could actually see all the stuff growing. So definitely a lot of possibilities there. So what I need to address next is the lighting up here. Currently that's not good, although I could just ignore it and allow the light that comes through the windows from the rooms behind to take care of it. Always difficult decisions. I was thinking of putting in stairs here, and then behind that putting in some sea lanterns, and that would allow the bottom and the top to illuminate, which would make it not so dark on the outside. Yeah, you know, for now, let's go ahead and do that. I can always remove that stuff later. So let me just go ahead and go get some sea lanterns. I should have some in storage, assuming I can find it. I've got to address my storage system soon. If I don't, it's just going to continue to get worse. I just saw it there. So I have some sea lanterns, and then I will need some stairs. And with these, I can go ahead and get the illumination, at least along the bottom of that section, done. That'll remove some torches and just should make things look a little bit better. I should be able to then fill in, or start filling in these squares a little bit more. So let's go ahead and, okay, we'll pop that out and let's see. So if I put that there, then I can fill in the spruce planks above that. So we have illumination there on the first pod, and then we'll go ahead and remove these blocks. Oh, I guess I didn't need to do the ones in front of there, or in front of the logs, because nothing's going to be shining through. Let's put those blocks back. All right, 1, 2, 3, and then back to stairs. There. All right. And then with all of those in place, we can go ahead and put the rest of the blocks in on the first section. So we'll just go ahead and that block wasn't needed. I'm trying not to use any more blocks than I need to actually build this at the moment, simply because once I'm on the inside, I'm not sure if it's going to look the same. So there's no need for me to fill in every single block. Just the ones that are going to be visible from the outside is what I'm concerned with currently. So let's get another stack of spruce planks, and should be able to finish this up. And this will take me only a moment, so we'll just go ahead and keep going. So as I said, I wanted to use this section here to try and pull in some different colors into the ship. As much as I like the white and the green, I definitely want to offset that with some different colors. And if I can do that successfully, I think the build is going to look a lot more interesting. Alright, so there we've got the sea lanterns shining through, and I should remove that torch that's right there. Go away, torch. And once again, yeah, I think that'll work. Let's just verify the light levels with that. Okay, that's good. That's good. I might be able to cut out a few lights in this section. Maybe I'll do that so that it, instead of being so glaringly bright, I can just do one by the pillars. Inside. I'll have to go grab that here in a moment. Alright, let's see if that's a little bit better there with just the 4 lights. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to stick with that, and I'll do the same at the top when I get up there. Yeah, I think this will work. So what I will do is go ahead and continue building this, and maybe I will actually do a little bit of a time lapse as I get the other 3 modules put together, as well as I finish up this one right above me. So yeah, let's go ahead and kick it into a time lapse. All right, and there's the walls. They're done as far as I'm going to get them done. I did notice as I was looking at the recording, I put in a few blocks I didn't need to, so we'll go ahead and remove those again. I think what I'm going to continue doing is building this section of the ship, and this specifically work on this back section. See if I can get the shape done here, and then I'll worry about getting the front in, and then with the front in I'll also have to worry about the main deck in this section here, and we can move towards the front. So hopefully what I can do is start getting the rest of this ship kind of shaped out, decorate as I go, and then we'll worry a little bit more about the interiors a little bit later. I do, however, still want to figure out this roof. So do be sure to let me know what you prefer, whether we should put in the green or the yellow. Um, yeah, I think they'll look really cool when we can get those done and in place. So that's going to be it for today's episode. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you'll join me again for the next one. Bye.